Hello everybody, welcome to the White Tiger Tarot. Thank you so much for being with me here today. Today's pick a card is the answer you needed to hear right now. The answer that you've been looking for, the answer that you've been waiting to hear. All right, so that is our reading today. That is what Spirit wanted to talk with you guys about, give you some kind of information about, is the answer you've been looking for. So you might have something in particular on your mind. You might just be coming in open and you're gonna find the answer maybe you didn't know you were looking for. All right, so we're gonna introduce your piles and get going. All right, so pile number one, we have the Prince of Swords with the Hacker and the Howlite here. And just in case you're new, okay, now we are starting to pick piles via number. So there are numbers 1 to 12 in here. You could pick your birth month, your favorite number, random number, your life path number, and if you are life path master number 22, you could have 12 represent 22 if you don't want to reduce down. Okay, so each pile is going to have 4 numbers. So we're going to pick for pile number 1 now. All right, so pile number 1 has 10. Eight, 3, and 12. 10, 8, 3, and 12 for the Page of Swords, the Hacker, and the Howlite. Okay. Pile number 2, we have the Rhodonite. Okay, we have the Two of Swords with Peace. And the numbers for pile number 2 are 9, 11, 5, and 1. 9, 11, 5, and 1 for pile number 2, Two of Swords. Okay, pile number 3, we have the Amethyst. We have the Princess of Wands, the Page of Wands, or sorry, I'm so sorry. This is the Prince of Swords, which is the Knight of Swords. Okay, this is the Princess of Wands, which is the Page of Wands with the Dancer. Okay, sorry about that if I confused that. All right, and now we're gonna pick the numbers for pile number 3, just the rest of the numbers here. 7, 4, 6, and 2. 7, 4, 6, and 2 for pile number 3. All right, so welcome if you're new here. Welcome back if you're a returning viewer, watcher, member of the community. All right, here on this channel, I do not pre-plan or pre-pick any of the cards, any of the decks. Okay, Spirit completely guides me from beginning to end. All right, so no two piles are alike or the same. It gives you the most customized and unique message for you and what you need to hear at this time. All right, so with that being said, I'm going to give you guys some time to meditate on your cards if you need, and I will see you in your pile/piles. Hello, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading today. This is the answer that you need, the answer you've been looking for. Yeah. So let's get right into it, shall we? You guys were attracted to the Howlite here. Your numbers are 10, 12, 8, and 3. if that's how you chose your pile. Just gonna put them off to the side. And you guys were attracted to the Prince of Swords, the Hacker, which is the Knight of Swords. Okay, so I'm gonna let Spirit guide me to the decks and cards that we're gonna be using. We're gonna get some cards out before we begin to get the kind of full picture here. And this person to me looks like they are searching for answers, maybe online or information, maybe doing research. Yeah, taking in information, watching YouTube videos. Let's see what this is about for you guys. What is the answer pile 1 has been looking for? I also see speakers in the back, a lot of big like subwoofers. So like loud and clear. This message is gonna be loud and clear. Yeah, I'm also getting like fast thought. You might be someone who's very, very fast in their thinking, or very like much in the mind, very intelligent. It's also kind of giving me like, you know how everyone has ADHD, it seems these days, but it's really like, to me, that is someone who's just able to hold a lot in their mind. You know, if it feels overwhelming, I think people just need to learn how to focus their mind. But to me, this looks like someone who likes to have a lot going on. Right? We see all the monitors, we see the speakers, the other monitor here. To me, this is like someone who, it's like we're just able to take in a lot of information at once, and their brain is almost like needs all this input or wants all this input. All right, we're gonna start with these. All right, so we have Patience here with Temperance. We have the Emperor with Authority. We have Joy. We have Victim. We have the Chariot with Awareness. We have the Empress with Creativity. And we have the King of Cups with Healing. And then we have 3 of these cards. Just try to make room for them here. Side maybe. Okay, so we have this beautiful couple on a horse. We have this interesting man facing like a caveman. All right. And then we have this person walking over a bridge and this man behind her tapping her on the shoulder, but it looks like he's blindfolded. Okay, let me take a look here. What is this saying? I'm just going to begin because this one's a little bit interesting. And when I say interesting, the interesting ones are the ones where I don't pick up the energy right away. I have to kind of let it come to me. But with these image cards, right, this particular deck is a deck, it's all about some kind of relationship in our lives, right? The Tandu cards, it's two people holding hands. And so every card in this is about some kind of relationship, okay? And we see that depicted here and here. All right. And so I think this is talking about this answer that you're receiving today is about a relationship in your life. Okay, so I feel like you have been, maybe you've been with someone or you've been chatting with someone online. There's been some distance between you and them. Doesn't have to be. Okay, it could just be you guys met online, or this could just be their energy, like they're very much someone who's smart, but very much into the online world perhaps, or maybe they're a gamer, or they just spend a lot of time maybe on screens. Okay, that could be it. And then it's like I'm getting this as you, the Empress. You're this very like nurturing, loving, beautiful energy here. Someone who's very creative. And I feel like, because at first I was picking up, there's like, this person needs like a lot of input, right? And maybe there was almost too much focus on the screen part, or on, maybe they were putting all of their focus into their work, for example. And maybe that left you feeling like a little bit neglected in some way, because we have victim here, right? We have someone who was feeling a little bit like a victim or neglected. And we see this person kind of walking away, right? Maybe putting up a boundary or saying, this is enough, or something needs to change, let's say. Okay. But the answer that you're getting today is that by you walking away, right, kind of walking over this bridge, you left the bridge open, right? Because we could have seen a burnt bridge perhaps, but I don't see that. I see someone walking over a bridge, right? But the person who was kind of blind, reaching out, they were maybe blind to their behaviors or to what they were doing, to maybe focusing on the wrong thing. All right. And I see that by you walking away or putting up some kind of boundary, within yourself or within this relationship, kind of allowed this person to see themselves, to look at themselves. It required them to look within themselves and see where they're still maybe behaving in a almost like they're letting maybe their animalistic self run the show of like, I need input, or this is something I enjoy, I'm going to spend all my time doing it. It's almost like that animalistic desire was kind of running a lot of their lives, or they were letting other things fall by the wayside, because maybe it was like certain addictions or just neglection of relationships or duties, something in that way. And that kind of, made you feel like a little bit victimized here, a little bit like, well, this isn't fair to me, or this isn't what I wanted, right? Maybe they weren't seeing you or appreciating you. Okay, but what I see now happening, okay, your answer is that this person has been able to do self-reflection, or maybe they're in that stage of self-reflection. Okay, healing, we see the King of Cups and we see the Emperor here, which now I'm seeing them. And this night, the knights are a little bit immature, right? They're still learning. They're still growing. Okay, and so they kind of have all of this energy and excitement, and so they kind of get really almost like obsessive or involved in their, especially this person, pursuits of the mind, right? Especially with the internet now, we could spend hours and hours and hours going through all of it, right? It's very stimulating for the mind. So I feel like someone got caught up in that. Of all the stimulation that can give you. Okay. But they are now stepping in and healing. Okay. They're healing their emotional body and self. There are things that they had to look at within themselves and see and be reflected. And now they're stepping into their authority, their emperor vibes, okay? That more stable leader, because something within themselves, this is all mind. Knight of Swords, he's all mind, right? He's going where his mind pursues him, and he kind of leaves out the heart or the body, right? And that kind of falls by the wayside, the emotional body. And so I see that healing now within them, and that might have been triggered by you walking away or communicating something, right? It required them to look within themselves and to kind of balance the body and the mind here. We see that here with the two hands, right? Leading them into a new position of authority within themselves and their own lives, and to be able to be that, that we see the emperor. There we go. I didn't even notice that. The emperor and the empress. So whatever this was, right, needed to be done in order to balance out the energy so that they could step into the divine counterpart of you. Okay. So they could step up into the emperor, the leader, the leader of the empire, right? So they could match, because you're already here as the empress, right? They were just caught up in the mind aspect and almost the one-sidedness of things. And so what needed to happen was the healing, was the self-reflection of where am I still, letting the animalistic side of me run the show, and where am I not in balance with my humanity or with the bigger picture of who I need to be or what I need to lead. Okay. And so with Temperance, again, we have the card of healing. Okay. The card of evolving and balancing. Okay. Learning moderation, that we can't just be all in on one thing and just be obsessed and put all our focus or all of our time in on, in maybe certain pursuits, right? It needs to come, we need to be in a deeper balance within lives, within our relationships. So it's not all our time and energy is put into one thing, our hobbies or a certain interest we have. Okay. So I really feel like you had a lot of patience with this person, and in their growing, in their learning, in their evolving. And so what you're going to see now is this person coming to meet you on the bridge, stepping in to the emperor position to match your empress energy, or vice versa. Maybe you're the emperor and they're the empress. Okay. But we just see that here. I just see you being represented as being directly under this person as the empress. So, switch the energy if it needs to be that way. And so I see this, right? The awareness is changing in the Chariot. Okay. We've had patience with this person, allowing the growth to happen, allowing the evolvement of this relationship and of the soul. But then there comes a time where it's like, okay, it's either now or never, right? And I think this person's really answering the call, right? They're leaving behind the old self. They're coming out as a more evolved, whole, healed version of themselves. And that's the Chariot, meaning now we can move forward in a really positive new light, in a really, beautiful new way to have success. The Chariot does not stop until success is achieved, right? It is determination to have victory. All right. And that's what we are getting now. Okay, so now look at the balance here, look at the togetherness. Now it's a king and a queen together, right, riding off into the sunset on their horse. So, and look at that joy underneath. It's the celebration, it's the fun, like the flower has bloomed, you know, it's all paid off, right? All of the patience and you know, being there for each other and helping each other, right? It maybe it wasn't easy, right? To always be patient and to, you know, have such moderation, maybe to make certain sacrifices in our lives. But that sacrifice is now paying off. All of that patience is now paying off because there's a major healing happening within this person and within this connection. Major self-reflection, and they're about to come meet you, take off the blindfold, something they've been blind to, okay? And they're going to create, you know, step up into who you always knew they could become or who they were always meant to be, okay? They've been doing a lot of healing, a lot of, balancing of the heart and mind, right? Before it was a bit out of balance. It was almost all mind pursuits. Okay, and so now, yes, the counterbalance is here for you, stepping up into that higher role so that you can both lead as equals in an equal power, and create the empire, create the world, the creation, you know, that you were both meant to do together, not apart. Okay, so you are coming into a more joyous time where you are in your full bloom, in your full beauty and maturity, and so are they. They are now in their power, stepping into their power, ready to lead, ready to, create this new life together, or create this world with you, create this family, or create this business, or create whatever this is, right? Now we're both ready to enter into this new space together as equals, as a power couple or a power duo. Okay, beautiful. We're gonna get more of these. It's almost like it's giving me, this person did, like, it did take a lot of research. I feel like you were ready before them, but it was like they were doing a lot of legwork as far as research, even into their own becoming and their own learning, right? It's like, it's that, almost that phase of, and that's why you might have felt ready long before they did, but it's because they have been doing a lot of legwork as far as, you know, maybe learning really important things, or, you know, it's not going to be that way for everyone. A lot of people, you know, I'm sure there was a lot of time that was just spent in kind of more frivolous pursuits, right? Kind of time wasted, you could say. But it could just be like this person was really maybe trying to learn a lot about finances or things like that. But you just weren't sure if they were ever going to be ready to step up in a different way, in a way that's like, are they going to ever be ready to be a parent or settle down, or, you know, that kind of thing, or kind of evolve beyond this one level. Okay, and so I see, that's definitely happening. They're ready now to step up to meet you. You know, they don't want to risk losing. They know what they have. They know who they can become. They want this just as much as you do. Okay, and I see that, you guys are having that. And then we have instinct. Yeah, so I think you've been following your instincts. It's like you've known there is something beyond what you can see, right? There's this potential. There's this I know there's this life for us to have. And so I just kept following that. And I think that them as well, like following their instinct. And it's like you've had to have this deep trust. And And I think it's time, they know that their instincts are kicking in, that they know that they have to step up, they have to follow in this new way. They have to yeah, like with the wolf, it's almost like just one of the pack members becoming the alpha. Like there comes a time where the younger ones have to step up and become, a leader. So it's kind of like that. And the Emperor is definitely alpha, and like Emperor and Empress are alpha energy, both on the masculine and feminine side. So I definitely see that you guys coming up as a power couple, power duo, like the alpha male and female, or the alpha, two alpha people. Okay. Yeah. Queen of Wands, definitely that alpha female energy again. Sharing, we have courage with strength. We have the Ace of Wands with Source. And we have the Four of Swords with turning in. So again, we have a lot of flower imagery here. At bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Cups with laziness. Yeah, so if you're like wondering, like, is this person that I have in mind, is this truly happening? Are they going to be able to step up? Yes. Okay. Yes, I definitely see that. And maybe it's not about you and the couple. Maybe it's about you and your son, or someone you just really care about, or your daughter, someone like that. But yeah, I see the Queen of Wands. It's like time to come out. Okay. For both of you. And we see turning in. There was this time of deep trust, and maybe a lot of voices within your own head, within other people, of doubt, of fear, but it was like forcing you to turn inside yourself and listen to your own instincts about the situation, about you, about them, and trust that, and have this deep trust and deep faith and calm, right? That everything is happening for a reason, and that this is meant to happen for me, and they are meant to be in my life, and all these things, right? And so it took a lot of courage, right? Maybe you guys both had to go through a lot to get where you are now, and then now you're seeing this bloom, this blossoming. And so with this blooming and blossoming, you're both turning into these new people, these people that you were always meant to become. We see a lot of like luxury here, sharing gifts, right? Sharing knowledge, sharing the light, sharing your, the things that you've gone through, the ways you were able to overcome. Right now, it's like there's a big glow up happening within you and within them, and you're turning into just this couple that everyone looks to for a good example of a couple, right? Of getting through difficulty, yes, out on the other side, like way better than you went going in. So it's like a real success story here. And yeah, you're like the source of inspiration. Yeah, you're becoming the source of inspiration for a lot of people, because they see what you had to grow through and go through, and coming out the other side like so in your power, so glowing, so shining, like and really reaching this level of success together, and going forward in this success, a true success story. So it's beautiful. So you're becoming the source of inspiration for a lot of people. They're gonna look to you as like, wow, that's definitely something, and two people that I can look up to and take an example out of in my own life, in my own relationship. because things are about to get a lot, I'd say a lot easier for you both and a lot more abundant, okay? With the Emperor and the Empress, it's like, maybe you guys are starting your own business, or there's something here where, or you're just like up leveling in every way, because this harmony that's happened together, these stepping up that we're doing is really affecting all areas of our lives, right? And this like safety that we're feeling. Okay. Okay, so how are we gonna do this? So we have the Queen of Skates, gossip, new information, rudeness. Page of Skates, disappointment, failed attempt, struggle. Prince of Coins, charity assistance, parenthood, there we go, fathers, children. Queen of Birds, dull outlook, austerity, piety, knowledge. 3 more. We have sin of pride, appearance, vanity, physical well-being. Temptation, desire, sex, passion, and greed. And finally, we have the flower pusher, force, justice, and strength. And this is the Justice card. So this is the Devil card, by the way. This is just an extra suit. The sins. Yeah, I feel like you guys have had to face a lot of gossip. We see gossip, rudeness, you know, new information. We see appearance, vanity, physical well-being. You know, people, this person has like a lamp over their heads. It was like, you might have, and that's maybe why we see the turning in, right? All of these voices around this person, while she's trying to tune them out, basically. You know, just go within herself. What am I listening to? So if you're doing that, I would say you're doing the right thing, okay? Because there's going to be, or there has been, I feel like for a lot of you, this has been going on, because I think you're coming out of this now. You're coming into the more evolved version of this together, of this pairing. You guys have been faced with a lot of, we see Adam and Eve here, right? A lot of temptation. Sorry, I'm just noticing there's a bit of nudity around. There's been a lot of temptation thrown your way from life, from the world, from a lot of people around you, okay? Sin of pride, yeah, having to kind of close off, because, you know, maybe we were coming up together, and maybe we were both trying to make it, right? Not having certain sacrifices for our love, and not, you know, making sacrifices to grow together in certain ways, right? Maybe we weren't both, you know, business owners when we met, right? So it was like all of these things that you have to grow together within this relationship, right? We have to grow as human beings, and we're growing spiritually, and we're growing in our physical world, right? To get where we want to be. And so we had to also deal with the people surrounding that, and their own judgments of us or a relationship, or what they think we should do, what they think this person should do, and kind of getting, you know, thrown a bunch of stuff our way, especially when, you know, we've had a lot of time where it was seeming we were maybe failing. There was failed attempts at certain things, right? Where we had to, you know, our pride was hurt. And maybe that was a big part of our path, right? Where we had to deal with our pride getting destroyed at times, or our egos really, really getting hit, right? Maybe falling for certain temptations, you know, certain greed and all of these things, right? Where we would we would mess up and we would get back up and get back on. And each time it's like we chose each other. We're looking at each other and we're looking away from the temptation. So all the times we were able to overcome temptation, right? And then, so here we have with the Prince of Coins, charity, assistance, parenthood, fathers, children, and we have the balance card, the justice card, coming in, and it's just, this image is pretty funny. It's just flowers being shoved into someone, which is a strange image, right? But to me, this is saying, with all of this history, all of these temptations we have been able to overcome, that we were thankfully able to overcome, all of this gossip and failed attempts and wobbles and falling, getting back up, fighting and arguing, and, you know, our pride getting in the way, right? All of these things, we are now coming into balance, right? We now have been able to get through it. And there's a specific highlight here on the fatherhood, right? Doesn't matter if it's, you know, it's just parenthood, right? That was kind of preparing you. All of these things were preparing you to step up into this new form, right? Even if it's not actual parenthood, maybe it's creating some kind of business together, or creating some kind of creation, some kind of life together that is of a higher degree, right? The things that all the failing that we've been doing and all the struggles that we've been getting through together were for this, right? To finally come into a balanced place where we could either, you know, use all of these experiences to pass that along, or to use it in order to create this beautiful life, business, you know, world together. Yeah, all of this knowledge that we've accumulated over the years to move that forward, to create something of higher value for ourselves and maybe for our, you know, the future generations. It's like all of this stuff was not for nothing. Okay, it was leading you to this place, to this, this place of growth, and honestly of like maturity and adulthood. Even if you're an adult already, it's like the next step of our soul's growth and learning. Maybe you're becoming, you know, a grandparent. Maybe you've been going through your own struggles, or and you're just entering like a new phase of life and of getting to know yourself, and this other person, and they're stepping into their new version of life, you know, at this age or at this stage of themselves. And so we're entering this kind of new era together in a stronger way, in a way where we're not going to fall for the same things. We're not going to have the same pitfalls anymore. I really feel like you're not going to have any of this old gossip. And even if it happens, right, it's not going to be as effective as it used to be. It's not going to affect you anymore. You've now come to the place of just really listening to your own instincts, because it's gotten you here, and now it's really going to prove to you that you've been doing the right things, listening to the right person, which is you, right? And it really got you through, and this had always had real true potential for the life you wanted and the relationship you wanted, or the outcome you wanted with this person or thing, right? And so, yeah, all this strength that you've been able to show, and really, I think all of the battles and all of the pain that you've been able to come over together, like, this definitely is not easy energy to get through, but I really see you guys choosing each other each and every time, as difficult and painful as it might have been at times, right? And so now there's a big overcoming and in a beautiful new time of your lives together that's happening now. You're gonna see why everything had to happen, and just gonna be so glad that you were able to listen to yourself and to overcome everything, and not giving up when it got hard, right? So I hope that answered. I hope that was some kind of answer for you for what you needed, or what you know, were hoping to hear at least, or maybe just a nice surprise of a message. Anyways, so thank you so much for coming today. I hope this was helpful for you. Please let me know in the comments if it was, if this resonated with you. Also, if it did, please let me know by giving me a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel so you never miss another reading. And yeah, there's any like and subscribe really help my channel grow. It's, you know, it's still a young little channel, but if it helped you, it might help somebody else. So I really appreciate you guys doing that. And if you'd like to know more about your own personal situation, you could book a reading with me down in the description box, or an energy healing with me. And yeah, otherwise I'm going to see you guys in the next reading, okay? All of my love, pile 1. Peace. Hello, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading today. This is the answer that you've been looking for, the answer you've been waiting for. Or maybe the answer you didn't know you needed. Okay, so you guys chose the Road Knight here. And your numbers are 1, 5, 11, and 9. And you guys were attracted to the 2 of Swords with peace. All right, so we're going to get some cards out for you guys. Let Spirit pick what we're going to get. Yeah, you guys are definitely coming into a time of peace, that's for sure. Maybe you've been in limbo with the 2 of Swords for a while. Not sure if what the path you're on is going to lead to the peace that you would like. I see the sun very bright in the background. Yeah, because I see, like, this is almost like a contradictory card, because it's got like the barbed wire, but then we got like the playground here and the sun. So it's like, is this going to be what I want it to be? Is this truly going to be a place of peace and goodness for me? Or is this a choice or an outcome that I hope it is? Or is it going to have that kind of, is it going to disappoint me? Or is it going to not be as peaceful as I thought it would be? Or as loving or wonderful? Is it going to be freeing, or is it going to be limiting? And then you could think about it the other way, like maybe the barbed wire brings peace. Because you could say, well, if my kids are in there, maybe it keeps out dangerous animals or people, right? So there's kind of 2 ways to see this. But anyway, we're going to get more information. I think whatever you're scared of is not going to happen. I think like any kind of like treacherous looking things or anything you're like, oh, I'm not sure about that, it's actually going to end up being a big blessing. I think that's the key message out of that. At first you're like, kind of gives you questions, and it makes you indecisive. You're like, I don't know, is this the right choice, you know? But then you're gonna find the benefit. You're gonna see, oh yeah, this was the right move, or this was the right choice to make. So we have the 4 of Wands with participation. I have the Hierophant with nothingness. We have the King of Skates, lack of help, distractions, self-centeredness. We have the World, perfection, completion, victory, religion. The Sin of Pride, appearance, vanity, physical well-being. Pile 1 also had this card, just FYI. If you wanted to check it out, it might be a message. in there for you. 8 of Swords, trapped in fear. So again, the barbed wire, it's a bit of a similar energy to the 8 of Swords. We have the Hangman with sacrifice. And we have the Moon with shadow. Okay. So I don't know if we can fit everything. Maybe I'll just start with these and then we'll add on the other cards. Yeah. There's something about the appearance of something, right? With the shadow card, the moon, the unknown, trapped in fear. There's something about the appearance of something. And maybe you're at a crossroads, right? Maybe you're trying to make a decision. Or you're like, is this going to free me or is this going to trap me? Or something like that, maybe. Is this the right decision? You know, maybe there are certain things about it that catch your eye, that make you question it, let's say. Or there's certain aspects of it that leave you questioning, is this the right move? Is this the right place? Is this the right thing? Okay. There's a lot here, but what I'm getting is there's a lady with her head covered, right? Her vision is blocked. Usually the 2 of Swords depicts the person as blindfolded, right? This person's got their head down. This guy has got one eye open and the other eye is shut. It looks like he's almost blocking out the sun or his vision with whatever this is, a scarf or a sweater, I don't know. Lack of help, distractions, self-centeredness. Vanity, or sin of pride, apparent vanity. It's like you're afraid of making this new decision because it's either going to put you in a position of, it's a bit unknown. It might put you in a position of feeling like, am I going to have to do this alone or all by myself? Or, yeah, is this going to bring me peace and happiness like I thought it would? Or is it going to make me feel trapped in some way? Okay. And the example I'm getting, it's not going to be for everyone, okay? But this is the example they're giving me is, let's say you're thinking about having a child or maybe another child or a dog or a pet, okay? Something you have to take care of. You're like, is this going to bring me happiness, right? Is this something I'm ready for? Or is this something that's going to limit me in my world? Okay? Because we have it's like the blinders are on physical well-being, vanity, self-centeredness a little bit. Like you're kind of worried, am I going to lose something out of this deal, right? Is this going to make me feel trapped? But what I'm seeing here And that's part of your shadow, okay? Just FYI. That's part of your shadow. This sacrifice, you might have to make some kind of sacrifice. Let's say it's moving in a new, to a new country or a new city, and you're moving away from your parents, your friends, right? And so you're afraid that you're gonna be all by yourself, or you won't meet people. You're gonna have to do certain things alone. You're gonna have to start over. It's like the look of something is what you're afraid of, or the first kind of glances, you're like, It's kind of making you, your thoughts are limiting this thing in what it is. It's like you're putting limits on, you're almost putting blinders on, and that's coming from the shadow aspects, okay? But the sacrifice that you're making here is you actually standing in the light, and the thing that you're facing is, yes, your own darkness, okay? But this is for you, for your growth. And what's actually going to happen is that you're going to meet participation, right? You're going to meet your community. You're going to meet your community, your people. There's going to be help surrounding you, and fantastic help at that, or just a fantastic community you weren't expecting to meet or to be with. You didn't realize these people were here, or that, you could meet people like this. These are your people. Okay, this is your community. It's going to be more than what you would hope for, everything that you would hope for. Okay, with the world, perfection, completion, victory, religion. Okay, we have a lot of kind of religious energy, okay, or just super spiritual evolvement going on here. By you facing your shadow, by you making a sacrifice, making a certain leap into the unknown, okay? And that's you facing the shadow aspect of, well, what if it all goes wrong? This is me facing my fears, okay? And kind of going into the unknown or the void, going into the darkness, into the unknown, right? What you're gonna find is perfection. And not, is as close as you can get it, right? You're gonna find your own version of a new, enlightening environment, okay? That is your version of perfection. That is just this very, very beautiful, bright outcome, okay? We see this is also a major accomplishment, a major realization. And with the World card, this could be very well, you moving somewhere else, right? Making that decision to commit to something in a new direction, okay? And yeah, seeing and trying to decide, right, the pitfalls. But everything that you're trying to find wrong with it is merely coming out of a, like, almost more superficial of, well, what about these little things? You're trying to, like, pick apart what you might find wrong, or the things that might go wrong, okay? Well, I won't have my parents so close, or, what if I need help, or those kinds of things. But yeah, you're going to have a major victory that you're not quite seeing yet. Okay, and I just saw 1313 on the timer, so which is transformation, right? It's death. There is a death of something of the old. And honestly, I think where you were, you didn't have that much help. I think the lack of help is what you're leaving behind with this completion, with the world. And you just think, well, maybe this will be even, I'm going to be worse off. But what's actually going to happen is you're better off. You're going to have more participation, more help, or more friendship, more co-creation with others, more closeness with others, okay? You are going to meet more higher evolved souls, okay, you're coming out of the shadow realm. Really, where you're leaving is the shadow realm. What you're going into is the light, is the sun. Okay, you're leaving the cage, you're leaving the fear, you're leaving the trappedness. Okay, the lampshade has already been on your head, and you're just afraid that, well, what if it's the same over there? What if I find something even worse over there? But what's actually going to happen is the sacrifice you make to leave the shadow, to go in here's the contradiction, or I forget the word now, but you're going into the darkness, right? Which is the unknown, which you think is like, oh, this might be the darkness. This might be where I was. Maybe it wasn't so bad. What's actually going to happen is by going into the void, right? The unknown, you're going to be spat out into peace, sunlight, participation, right? Victory, joy, like all of these beautiful, beautiful things that you weren't expecting. And you're like, oh, I was living in the shadow before, like that whole time. I just didn't see it, right? And so, so you're actually coming into more support, more love, more togetherness, a greater sense of community, a greater sense of actually being closer with your highest form of self, and actually lifting up into a higher vibration. Okay. It's like it's your soul's evolvement, and it's time to come into the light aspect of self and of your spiritual self. And by you doing this, it really elevates you in a big way, because you're really going with trust, and the sacrifice is not going to not go unnoticed, right? It's something that you're almost saying to the universe, like, I'm ready for my soul to evolve. I'm ready for this great learning, this great new experience, to pull me out of one way of life and into a completely new way. Okay, so we're going to see what these cards are saying here. Yeah, Three of Cups, exactly. You're going to find celebration. You're going to find your community, friends. Eight of Cups, you're going to be set free. King of Wands. And Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, it's like what you're afraid of happening, it's actually quite the opposite. What you're hoping to happen is what's going to happen. And I think it's actually going to surprise you in a beautiful way. Okay. So I wouldn't hesitate in making this new decision or going in this new direction, because you're going to be celebrated and celebrate with those around you, and find your true friends who are there for you. You're gonna, you have to set yourself free. You have to move beyond, the fear and maybe staying put or not making a decision, staying in inaction. You have to finally, commit, make the sacrifice, move, set yourself free, because it is actually freedom, what you're looking at. You are being set free out of the trap, being trapped in fear, and you're being set free into the freedom. Okay. King of Wands and the Seven of Pentacles. This is, I feel like, the culmination of all the work that you've been putting in for such a long time. Spiritually, I think first and foremost, I think all of the spiritual healing. This is like that last push of the trust that you've had to show, and like this is like all the trust in the spiritual healing and the spiritual work and the creative work that you've been doing. Okay, this is now, it's like, okay, it's do or die. Like, this is what we've been working for, and now it's your time to take off, right? To have your time in the sun now to truly be put into that bright light of energy and love, and to be maybe seen, or to step up in that way of leading your own life, leading your own version of how you want your life to be and look like, and who you want to become, and how you want to present that, right? With the Seven of Pentacles, it's like it's time for you to now come out of the shadow, come out of the darkness, right? Come out of the dirt with the cicada and the lemon tree. Come out of the dirt and into the sun. It's time now to blossom and bloom. It's actually time to put your money where your mouth is, right? All of this time we've been healing and overcoming, and now it's time for us to go. It's time for us to actually make the move forward and set ourselves free. Yeah, so what's actually happening is you're coming out of darkness, out of feeling trapped, out of the fear, into the love, into the more participation, more life, more involvement, more love, more sun, more joy, more happiness, more prosperity and abundance. Okay, and it's time for you to really take off and fly, and now to kind of put on the pants you've been sewing all this time. You know what I mean? Put on the, it's like you've been preparing yourself for this for quite a while. And you knew this day would come where it's time to actually take action and commit to something new, or commit to a new path, or step into the powerful position in which it's been preparing you for. Okay. Hierophant, King of Wands. This is you radically entering, you know, your spiritual leadership, or this new level of leadership within your own life or within what you do. And saying, I'm ready now. I can take charge. I can take action. You know, I'm no longer in the shadow. I no longer have to heal. I'm no longer in this suspension, right? Which can get comfortable. It's like, well, my prison has become my home. Right? My prison has become my home now, and now the outside world kind of scares me, because that means I'm going to have all of this responsibility or power. I'm going to have to make new choices. I'm going to have to put myself in an uncomfortable new situation. But you're going to find that you've been prepared very well, and you've been preparing yourself to handle this, you know, greatly. And you're going to find that you have so much more support, so much more resources. Yeah, there's going to be people around you who love you, who care for you, who are going to help you, way more so than the area or the space that you're leaving behind, which is the interesting thing about this. It's like you're scared to leave something behind, but what you're leaving behind is people who are blind and self-centered. It's like, I really feel like you have been this person here. You've been like underneath, help me, or, you know, not being seen, not being heard, not being helped. And these people have been distracted with their own self-centeredness or their own paths, right? So this is your time to follow what's right for you, and go forward without hesitation. This is your time to come into wholeness and to come into your life, your time in the sun. Okay. Completion. There we go. Yeah, because we saw the 1313, there's a big death, right? And there is a grieving process with leaving a certain phase behind, like even leaving a cage or a prison or what seemed to be that way, right? We're putting something to rest, but there's a new dawn. Look, the sun is coming up for us, okay? And we're being moved into a new space. Again, with the vanity, look, sin of pride, vanity, appearance, self-centeredness, lack of help. Okay, you really were surrounded by people who were just honestly out for themselves. They weren't thinking about you, or they really weren't worried about you, or there's like, or it's just like the space in which you're at. Like, let's say you were in the city, and you were just a person in the city, and there's not really community there, right? It was hard for you to find community because everyone's just always working. And if you are talking to someone, it's like they're just looking for out of you like an opportunity. Like, you can always tell it's always just, it's schmoozing, right? It's not like real connection. It's like, what can you do for me, right? So it was like this, maybe a societal thing or just an environmental thing. Maybe it was in a job, in a workplace, and you just weren't connecting like you want to. This didn't really, I want my career or what I do to feel like a family, or like we're all really caring about it, right? Whereas these people, everyone was out for themselves, right? And you were kind of like, hey, like I need help, or, you know, hey, would you mind helping me with this? And they're like, no, look, I got my own problems, buddy, you know? And so everyone was focused on themselves and what they're doing, and they're like half blind to the truth, to everything, and your soul is just looking for something more, something different. And so even though, yes, you know, there is that sadness, right? There is, even though we were in a certain prison of type, or we were being trapped, right? We were trapped in the fear of, well, maybe this is as good as it gets. Maybe I'm not going to find anything better than this. Maybe even though I want more, what if I leave and it's worse, right? I don't find what I'm looking for, right? That's not going to happen, okay? It's really not going to happen. You're putting something to rest for a reason. And it's this kind of like, yeah, that like competitiveness, that not love was not put first in this space, in this place with these people. Everyone was just so focused on themselves and their own life. And you know, you can't blame them at the end of the day, but where you're moving to, it's like people are really care about each other. People are really here for each other, and they're going to help you, right? They're going to be there for you. They're going to want to help you. They're going to love you in the ways you need to be loved. Look, forgiveness, look at that. Beautiful. And then we have service, lovely. Forgiveness and service, so lovely. And with, you know, we have the Jesus Christ vision here. You know, he's got that's the sacrifice, right? The ultimate sacrifice is what Jesus made for us all. And you're making a huge sacrifice. And I think you've been one to sacrifice yourself for others. I do. I think that's why you did have a lack of help, because it's like you may have sacrificed a lot for other people, but then when you asked for help, it was nowhere to be found. And so the moves you're making now, it's you being there for your inner child. It's you saying, I've got you, you know, and not having any resentment for the past, you know, honestly grieving, forgiving, you know, having that process of letting go and putting it to rest, right? And I think where you're moving to is so that you can fully focus on your service, on what you're here to do in the world. And for whatever reason, this new place or this new environment is going to better suit you and give you a better surrounding for your service, so that you can fully commit to it, or be more involved with it, or put you in the right place or with the right people, so that you can fulfill a deeper sense of that purpose and like why you came down here, your calling, right? Because it was almost like you were making sacrifices that weren't being seen or appreciated. It's not why that's why you do it, but it was almost like it was almost like a waste of the energy. It was a mismatch. It was like they weren't even focused on you or what you were doing, or like even open to receive. So you're being moved to a place in which your service is going to be appreciated and actually needed. That's the thing. It's actually going to be needed and useful. Okay. And so it's going to feel more like you are in the right place. It's going to feel purposeful. I'm going to be surrounded by people, and I'm going to deepen in my purpose here, because I'm going to have the support I need, the time or the space I need, where I don't feel like I'm drowning or I'm stuck, or I'm not surrounded by people trapped in fear, which is making me doubt myself, and the energy is just off. right? I'm going to be surrounded by love and appreciation, which is going to help me grow personally, and it's going to deepen me in my own service. Okay. So yeah, an environment can play a huge role. Now that we've cleared our shadow, we're now moving out of that shadow space, right? We're now moving up and out of the darkness, and into a new world, or a new energy that is more loving, more cohesive to the values that we hold, to the forgiveness, to the love, to the support, to the healing, that we are in vibrational alignment with, and those who come with that as well. Okay, so I hope this gave you some kind of answer that you were looking for, and if not, I hope it gave you something that you didn't know you needed. Okay, so thank you so much for coming today. Let me know in the comments if this did resonate, if you felt this message, if it helped you out in any way. And also, if you could help me out in return by liking this video, subscribing, it really, really helps my little channel. And I just appreciate you guys so much just for being here, showing up. And yeah, just these little things of support really, really make a huge difference for me. So thank you so much. And it'll make a big difference for someone else, someone else who needs to hear this message of support in their own lives. So yeah. And if you'd like to know more about your own personal situation, or would like an energy healing, you can book that down with me in the description box. Otherwise, I'll see you guys on the next reading. All right, pile 2, all of my love. Peace. Hello, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading today. This is an answer that you've been looking for, an answer you've been needing. Or maybe an answer you didn't know you needed. All right, so you guys chose the Amethyst, the Princess of Wands, and 6, 4, 2, and 7 are your numbers if you chose your pile that way. Okay, so we have the Dancer. We're going to pull some cards out of some decks here to get a bigger picture of what this is about for you guys, of your answer. I'm getting the message of like letting loose. Let loose. Okay, we're going to take all of these. Okay, so maybe we'll start. That's a lot of cards. So we're going to start with this, and then we will add on from there. So we have the Ace of Swords, triumphant success. We have Temperance with patience. We have the Emperor with authority. We have the Aeon, which is judgment. We have the Therapist, the Queen of Cups. 8 of Wands, swiftness. Ace of Swords again. Okay. Interesting. Queen of Wands, public defender. And the 3 of Wands, virtue. Can we see everything? Let's see. Yeah, so there might be some kind of new idea, a new beginning. I mean, the Ace of Swords twice. There might be a breakthrough within something that you've been trying to start or trying to get going. Yeah, I almost feel like you're awakening to a new thing or a new version of yourself here with Judgment. There's like a new there's like a longing maybe for something new in your life. Do I go in this new direction? Do I take this risk with the Page of Swords? There's something that's exciting me, right? But it's a bit of a risk. It's a bit risky. But it's something that I'm very excited about, right? I see a plane here. It could be like some kind of travel plans, or maybe it's a job you're gonna have to travel for, or maybe it's gonna lead to more adventure. But there's something like exciting, new. Maybe it's like, yeah, it's something that, yes, you're very passionate about, but also something that might be very much like thought-provoking or mind-opening or eye-opening. And yeah, you might have been talking to people about this, or talking to your therapist about this, or you've been on like maybe a healing journey, or you've been reflecting a lot about, do I go in this new direction? Maybe it's a little bit risky, maybe it's a little bit new and exciting, and maybe I don't know if I'm just feeling excited about this, if this is actually something I should pursue. I say, yeah, I'd say go for it. Okay. This is coming into your world, okay, not by accident, not just to excite you. Okay, this is exciting because it's about your expansion. It's about your growth. Yes, it's new. It's going to be very exciting and new, and you're gonna learn a lot, right? You're gonna have new experiences that are like, whoa, this is cool. This is exciting, right? We see the swiftness. We see there's a lot of fast moving energy into this new beginning. I think there might be an offer coming in to you quickly, or there's going to be a lot of progress being made very quickly once you're on this path, because you're awakening into a new level of self. That's why this is coming in. It's so that we have the Princess of Wands, and then we have the Queen of Wands. This is for your up leveling. Okay. This is for you to rise up with the Three of Wands. This new experience is coming in for you to rise to a new level of success, a new level of authority. Okay. This might be, a new job, a new place, or a new interest. But this is ultimately for you to rise in your authority, in your passion, in your experience, to get you to a new level of success, but also to like fuel your soul's passion. Like, there's so much wands here, and there is swords as well, but there's so much wands. Wands is like creativity and excitement and passion and that fire, right? This is to like reawaken your fire, your passion, right? You can almost, you're seeing yourself, you're imagining yourself in this new place, in this new position, doing this new thing, right? Who I'm actually becoming. And this is a reflection of who you are becoming. This is you saying, yes, I want this, right? Yes, I'm ready for this. So this is your awakening happening. And so there might be a lot of reflection going on of like a dreamy like energy of like, ooh, do I, don't I, what are the outcomes? What, you're kind of like questioning yourself, like, is this coming from something that I really should do? Or is this just like a dream? Or, you know what I mean? Is this practical? So yes, it's exciting. And yes, it's really maybe cool, or it's going to be a lot of fun, but this is also very practical for you. This is honestly the next steps for your soul. This is about you rising to the next level and rising in a new way. Part of your soul's journey. It's like you have had a lot of patience here with Temperance. You've been using a lot of, I want to say modesty, but you've almost been being super balanced in your growth and in who you are. And I kind of feel like there's been a lot of you haven't really been able to show your skills quite yet. You haven't really been able to show up in your fullness. It's almost like it's getting to the point of where you're at feeling a little mundane, and maybe you're like, maybe this is how it's supposed to feel, you know what I mean? And this new exciting thing is like, maybe it's out of my reach. Maybe it's just a pipe dream, right? But this is honestly, it's time for you to step into more authority in your life. Into more authority in your career, into a higher position in your own life, but also in your passion, in your career, in your thing, what you do. You have the public defender. Like, she's serious about what she does, right? Like, this is an interesting Queen of Wands, because the Queen of Wands she is the creative queen. She is the glowing. She is the fiery queen. But in this case, she's using that fire for good. Right? Again, with the virtue here and the firefighter, it's like, yes, this is exciting, like a fire, right? It's exciting. There's a lot of movement. There's a lot of action happening, but it's a very serious thing, right? So it's like, it's time for you to almost take yourself more seriously, or take your passion more seriously, right? The thing that you love, and it is going to be very, very interesting for you to do, and very challenging, right, in its own ways, but it's going to solidify you in who you are, why you're here, in your passion, in your purpose. And you're like, I'm on a power path here, and a power path of good, right? I'm here in a serious way. I'm a serious contender. I'm a serious, I'm not one to be underappreciated or undervalued or not taken seriously here. I show up, and I'm here to get things done. And I'm here to really, this is my service, this is my thing. And yes, it's fun and exciting and challenging. But it's also, there's a higher purpose to me being asked to step into this new role and have this new beginning. It's like, it's time for me to learn, and you're really going to mature into this position. You're going to keep climbing in it. So we don't see like the ceiling here. It's just like you can keep rising, you can keep growing, it can keep growing and expanding. And it's like with the public defender, you're always going to have new challenges which is why it's the wands. It's like, there's not just this set thing of responsibilities. I show up every day, it's the same thing. I really feel like it's always a different client, or there's always a different challenge or issue that I have to face, which keeps me very interested. But I'm also very much like, I'm here to do this. Like, I'm here to get it done, and I'm the best at what I do. So you're in this stage of thinking about it, or hoping for it, or it's like I'm in the do I, don't I, or is this a dream I want to pursue, or should I go for this thing, right? Maybe talking it out with other people. But I see myself doing it. I really can see the reflection of this very clearly, and I feel like it's an awakening. I feel like it's a new beginning for me. And it really is. I really feel like there's an offer coming in quickly, or there has been an offer presented, and I feel like once you take it, it's really going to start moving quickly, and you're really going to start getting into it, getting yourself really involved, and really growing at a fast rate. And it's really going to excite you. You're going to feel very much so intrigued by every single project or issue that comes on your desk, or the day's work, right? Whatever this thing is, it's like you're going to have such success with this, and you're going to be the person that's like, they're like, who is this? Like, you fit in like a glove. Like, you're the one. For whatever reason, this image is giving me like, it's reminding me of like Coyote Ugly, you know, when they bring in that new girl and she ends up like just being the star of the show, and they're like, what? This like quiet girl, right? It's kind of like that, where like they bring you on, like, okay, let's give this person a shot. Or, you know, you kind of start dipping your toes in, and so fast, they're like, you skyrocket into like the highest, you know, earning person, or like you just take on the craziest, coolest projects and you're killing it. And this is like you in your energy, like you're a shoe-in, you know what I mean? And it's just, you keep just climbing and climbing and climbing. And you really find yourself, your own sense of authority, your own sense of power, through this thing, right? Through this new art form or project or job that you're getting into, that's beginning for you, or that's being offered to you. Again, with the swords, could be, you know, an offer, an email, heading your way, a communication. And you've really just been preparing for this. It's like you're ready now to step in. You're ready now to take this job or this position or begin this. Okay. Yeah. You're going to find yourself in leadership very, very soon or quickly, or just being at the top of your game. Super cool. Super exciting. We're going to get some more info. Yeah, I think you're gonna like surpass people who've been doing it for years, or who've already been like, you know, kind of settled into the position, and you come in as like the new person or the new person on the block or whatever. Very little experience, but so quickly you catch on and you're just like, whoosh, and you surpass like all these people have been doing it for years. Look at that. 8 of Pentacles again, accelerated motion. Eight of Wands again. And Star with Hope. Oh my God. Look at that. Look at the star. And then you're holding the star. At one time, something that was just a dream, a wish, you know, a wish upon a star. Something maybe in the distant future, or just a hope, just something that felt like, you know, maybe one day, right? Maybe one day it'll be mine, or it'll be for me. It'll be something I could do, or something I could commit my life to. And now look at it. It's in your hands. Your dream, your wish is your reality now. It's time to hold this dream in your hands. It's time to fully step in to this reality, to your wish, to your dream. Okay? It's your time. And you yourself are really going to become a star. Like, you are going to stand out beyond the crowd. You are going to be someone people look to with authority, right? As an example, as a you know, a shining light of what this is. You're really going to blow people away. And people are going to know you for what it is you do, maybe in certain communities, or maybe it's globally, right? But yeah, you're like, one day that's going to be me, or I'm going to be, you know, working on things like that. And then it's like, well, here you go. This is your opportunity to take that chance, to take that, you know, that dream and make it real for yourself. Now you can finally, you know, take those steps, and you're going to find, and look at that, Ace of Wands at the bottom, passion ignited. That's exactly it. This is going to ignite your passion. Look at the ring and the halo. Again, like, this is going to light you up, okay? This is the thing that's going to light up your passion, light up your excitement. Like, this is what I'm meant to be doing, okay? You're going to feel passionate going to work, working on these projects every single day. It's really, really going to connect with you, and you're going to connect with it. Exciting stuff. Okay, so we have trickery and impartiality. Look at the bottom of the deck. What does it say? Perception. Yeah, that's exactly what I was getting. Why am I getting, I'm getting like, the trickery is the impartiality. Like if you're feeling like, maybe I shouldn't be so excited, or maybe I should just be impartial and not have like an opinion, or not like, there's something here about you're trying to calm maybe your excitement or something like that. Or maybe life isn't meant to be so exciting or passionate, or, you know, all of these things. But I really feel like that's the trick. That you should be excited, that you should go in all in, and yeah, I almost feel like you should decide. You have to decide that this is what I want. This is my thing. Not to just be impartial and be like, look, I'm not going to take action. I'm going to let things happen the way they need to happen. Or I'm going to let the universe decide, or whatever it is, right? Or I'm just going to stay where I'm at and not act on this, right? It's like the impartiality is the trick. It's tricking you into thinking you should stay, because look at the gray. And a lot of times I don't see this card this way. Usually I see it as a good thing. This time with the trickery here, impartiality is your mind tricking you, or it's the trick of the world maybe, or the world you're in. Don't be impartial to your own life, to your own wish, right? Don't be impartial to that. You do have to choose. Do I want my life to be exciting and filled with passion? And do I want to live my dream, right? Not just one foot in, one foot out, right? It's like, don't settle or don't compromise on a dream. Go in with full passion, right? Go go into the fire, right? Go into the dream. This is your dream to have. So I really have the feeling of stop playing small, that it's your perception that's going to make this happen or not, right? So you have to look at this as a golden opportunity for yourself. You have to say, this is mine to have. I'm going to take it. I'm going to go. I'm going to make this, I'm going to make myself, I'm going to make this thing into what I want it to be, right? This is my opportunity to make my dreams come true. Okay, so I'm not going to be impartial about my life and about my dream, okay? And just be okay with the small peanuts I'm being given, or just be okay with a part of the dream. No, I want the full thing. I want to be fully immersed, fully involved, fully excited, my full version of self. Yeah. It's like, that's what this is saying. Like, go full on. Is this saying you might have to pick one, right? Yeah, and I'm also getting the message of, like someone, let's say you get this opportunity, right? And it's your dream opportunity, and they come to you and they're like, look, the position's open. It's yours if you want it. But there's like something where it's like, you might have to work an extra day, or maybe the pay is like a little bit less, but you're going to be doing something that you really, really love. And there's room to grow, and there's room to grow. And you could easily, start making more money quickly. But you're afraid of leaving your secured position and where you are, right? Even though you're not quite, it doesn't make you excited, it doesn't make you that passionate, it doesn't really entice you all that much, right? So you kind of go, well, I can maybe offer you 3 days a week or certain times, because you're like, well, I have this other job, I don't want to leave. That impartiality, that is the trick. Like, don't put both feet in. Like, if this is what you want, right? If this is your dream position, go all in, go full on, because you're gonna find that you climb the ladder very quickly, and you're making, you blow past any old salary before, any old job before, any old money you were making before. This is part of your dream, and you're going to be super passionate about it at the same time. Okay. Yeah, Dragon's Horde, protecting the future. That's it. You have there is, wow, and we have the dragon here. It's like there is a treasure for you to uncover. And then we have Lost Compass, getting back to integrity. It's like where you're at, you've maybe found yourself feeling a little bit lost, a little bit disconnected from the dream. And so you're in this space where you may be feeling a little bit lost, a little bit like, I want something more, or I'm not fully connecting with the path that I'm on right now. Well, there is a very, very rare opportunity about to present itself. Look at the key, right, with the heart. There is an opportunity about to present itself that is going to lead you into the Dragon's Horde, the treasure, okay? The thing, the star, the dream, the wish, okay? It is truly, you are about to receive an opportunity, or an opportunity is going to present itself to you, or there's an opportunity to take, okay, that is going to lead you to your own treasure, okay? But guess what? It's going to require you to face a type of dragon, which might be your fear of leaving something that is unfulfilling, but maybe stable. Unfulfilling, but maybe you're comfortable there. Okay. So this is saying that's actually you feeling we're getting back on track to integrity, to what we want, to our North Star, right? We're finding our true north with this, and we're coming back online, back into the passion, back into the purpose, into, oh my gosh, I love what I'm doing. I'm so into this. I'm so intrigued every day, right? So this is saying this is a good thing that you're feeling this lostness, because now there's going to be this new opportunity presenting itself, this new beginning that's going to tickle your fancy, right? It's going to be new and exciting. And feeling lost means that we're open to new opportunities to find our way again. And that's what's coming in. There's going to be keys presented to you to say, is this truly what you want? Are you willing to maybe sacrifice certain things, or let go of a certain idea or certain comfortability that you've been in, right? That doesn't quite feel like I'm on track with my soul or my wish, right? To get what you've been looking for, to get what you've been dreaming about, the life you've been dreaming about, the self you've been dreaming about. Okay, so this is your opportunity to take that chance, to take that this opportunity for yourself to achieve what you want, to become, to be in the position that you've been dreaming about being in. Okay, and you're gonna find fortune. So don't miss this opportunity. Don't try to play it safe by doing both, because that might end up you not getting it or not falling out of it. Okay, fully commit to this new thing. Be in it 100%, and you're gonna find happiness. You're gonna find what you've been always looking for within a project or within a career. Okay. All right, pile 3, that was your reading, and I hope you got something helpful out of it. It was beautiful energy. I'm super excited for you guys. You have, oh my gosh, such exciting energy coming up for you guys. And an answer, I hope you got the answer you were looking for. Okay, so let me know in the comments if this helped you out at all. I'd love to hear from you guys. And if it did, if you would not mind, please give me a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel. It just helps me out. My little channel help grow, so much. And if it helps you, it'll help somebody else. So thank you for doing that. I really, really appreciate it. It means so much to me. You guys are truly the best. And if you would like to know more about your own personal situation, you could book a personal reading with me in the description box, or you could book an energy healing with me. Okay. Otherwise, I'm going to see you guys in the next reading. All right. All of my love. Peace.